I think it's important that we invite some special guests in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2025-26 Miami Heat.
Yes, folks!
All right, I want to see Nico, Pella. I want you guys to come to the front. Vlad, I want to hear it. Nico, I want to see it. Yeah, you too, Simo. Simo, I want to see it. All right. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, thank you.
And so we're just grateful, thankful, ecstatic to name Erik Spoelstra as the next U.S. men's national team coach. Thanks, Coach.
Well, when we went out to dinner, Grant and Sean Ford and I, just right across the street, Grant started the conversation off by saying, hey, we would like to name you. And at that point I said, I'm in. It didn't matter what came after that. It's the honor of a lifetime. And my experience in the last 2 summers were so transformational. I understand the expectations and the responsibility of this position, but I'm thrilled to be the head coach. And you don't get to this point, obviously, without a lot of other amazing people. And, I do want to point to Nick Harrison. He's here somewhere. His dad, Mickey, they've created this culture. My father has been such a big impact in my life as a basketball person, but the greatest basketball mentor in my life has been Coach Riley. And I would never be in this position without the success that we've had here at the Miami Heat. We've had so many really good teams. We've been able to get to the mountaintop, and we are regarded as a winning organization, and that's because of the leadership from Mickey Harrison and Pat, and we become beneficiaries of that. So I'm so grateful for the opportunity of these 30 years to be able to work for the Heat, to have this opportunity with USA Basketball. And I do want to thank Grant and Sean and Jim Tooley for this opportunity, because there are a lot of amazing coaches out there. I understand that. I respect that. There's a culture with USA Basketball, and I know there will be thoughts about the culture of the Miami Heat, which we feel strongly about, but the culture of USA Basketball is one of a great history. It's a culture of service where you have the best American players that raise their hand, that say, I want to volunteer for this and represent our country at the highest level. There's a culture of a competitive spirit, to rise to the challenge and to not shy away from these expectations. There's massive expectations when you put on that USA jersey. We've had incredible success over the years, and you want everybody to embrace that and not shy away from that. There's a culture of sacrifice where when you sign up for this program, that it's not necessarily going to be the role that you had in the NBA, even for players or staff alike. I think it's really important for staff members to come in like myself as an assistant coach or a select team coach before that. That's part of the culture of USAB. It's all about coming together for a greater goal and a greater good. And then one of the pillars of USAB was really important for me in this decision. And I talked at length with Sean and Grant about it, and Steve Kerr, when I was asked to be an assistant coach for this last tour, the World Cup and the Olympics. But the pillar of being a culture of a family atmosphere. One resonated with me because of our culture here with the Heat, but also because I have 3 young kids that I wanted to make sure that it was feasible. It's a 6-week commitment, for 2 summers. But the culture of family with USAB is simply remarkable. The experience that we had as a family at the Olympics will be memories that we'll have for the rest of our lives. So I couldn't be more thrilled about this opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to the challenge. Well, there's a great history, obviously, with USAB, and you have to understand the history of the program and how the program has had success over the years. Look, the game is where it should be right now. It is a global game. Players and teams are coming from every country in the world, and it's never been more competitive than it is right now. And that's where it should be. This is a beautiful game. The competition is what it's all about. And now, the competition for the 28 Olympics are on our home soil, and that absolutely has to excite you. We don't have to talk about yet, who the players will be. I mean, there's time, for that, but there is a call to action. Yeah. This is a time for the very best American players to raise their hand and want to play on this team because of what you've seen in the recent competitions. And part of that culture that I mentioned a few minutes ago, that's real. You have to want this. You have to embrace it. You have to absolutely feel alive by the challenge of all of it, and that's the beauty of it. And then I just also would like to make a personal note about that. Coach Riley's always taught me to think symbolically, right? Mm-hmm. And I do just want to make a nod to Coach. The games are in L.A., and that's where he had so much success over the years, and he's mentored me in so many ways that I just think there is some synchronicity, to it, and I do want to honor him and honor USAB and honor all the Americans out there, and eventually have that team that everybody has so much pride in. I think I can speak to more of my experience as an assistant in the World Cup. It was invaluable. It's the same round ball. It's 4 lines, but the FIBA game is different. It's not the NBA, and the tournament is set up different. So all of these things have been a great case study for USAB to study over the years, and we feel our experience in these tournaments, help us to learn and be better, but it's officiated differently. The 3-point line is different. There's no illegal defense. It's a one single game elimination where a lot of the players have not been in a situation like that since the NCAA tournament, if they played in something like that. There are a lot of differences, although it is the same game. The approach to it, is different because it's also a sprint. It's not a marathon of an 82-game season or even a 2-month playoff season. So we have time to study that, study what happened in the last few World Cups, and you can be assured that we'll get to work on that in due time. Well, I'm really grateful for the opportunity. When Coach K was the head coach in 2008, I went to the training camp because Dwayne was on the team. 2012, I went to part of the training camp. 2008, I was at the majority of the training camp. 2012, because of Dwayne and LeBron. And I was grateful just to see the practices and see how the team was ramping up for the competition. And then in 21, it was a great honor to coach the select team, which has its own legacy and history unto itself. But to see Coach Pop coach during that time. It was a harrowing time still. The COVID was still around. Players were coming in and out. You didn't really have a set roster for training camp. So the meetings for that camp, I was really grateful to Pop and Jerry Colangelo for allowing me to stick around after we played our games, just to see all the decisions that were made being behind the scenes. And then the last 2 summers, I just cannot describe how invaluable that was. And I'm grateful to Steve for that opportunity to be an assistant coach, and then to be able to work with Ty Lue and Mark Few. We had a lot of fun. We learned a lot. It was humbling in the World Cup. We were all experienced NBA coaches competing in a tournament that was much different. And we went to work, rolled up our sleeves, really studied the game, studied the teams, figured out what we thought would be the best plan, for our team. But that was like a coaching 101 summer, both summers. And I just really was appreciative for that opportunity. And we became close as a coaching staff, and it'll be one of my favorite memories, moving forward, just the times in between, with the staff. But all of those experiences are part of USAB, that you gain these experiences so you're not inexperienced when you go into the tournament. You watch the Olympics, you see the USAB national team, you look at it in awe, the teams that Grant played on, or the Dream Team, or the select team that Grant played on. I mean, there's a history to USAB, and it's fun to follow that as a fan, but in no way did I ever think as a young coach that this would be a goal. You were thinking of the icons of the game. I mean, at some point, I hope I can say this, but at some point years ago, I thought Coach Riley should have been, the head coach. But to have this honor now, you do have to embrace everything that it's about, and it is the history. To understand the history, to understand the legacy, to understand the pressures of those who did it before you. I think it is important to study them, and I was able to talk to Steve obviously every day during that journey. I was able to see Coach Pop during that training camp, and I plan on talking to Coach K. We had an amazing moment for the Hall of Fame when we were able to honor Mickey Arison. And for a weekend, we were able to tell stories and reflect on everything in the last 30 years and all the successes and all the fun, all the memories. But this is the life we chose. It's a whirlwind. All of this is happening while we're gearing up for our opener next Wednesday. And I love this life. I love coaching, love being a part of teams, love the challenge of getting a team to ideally compete for something greater than the individual parts, to be a part of something that's bigger than yourself. I love all of that. So even this week where it's been pretty busy, that's when you feel most alive in this business. It's meant a lot to the father-son relationship. It's been a bond of a lifetime. That round ball. I grew up in the business because of my dad. I'm always so grateful for that, and he always brought me along. Wherever it was, to whatever practice with the Portland Trailblazers or training camps or summer league or whatever. We had a lot of great conversations coming back from games. I believe most of the years, my sister and I went to every single home game. That's during a school year. And then the drives back from the game, always dissecting what happened in the game. But also, I think I had role models that I wasn't even aware of at the time. The late Jack Ramsey, who was my first coach. Not my coach, but that's the team that I followed, and everybody revered him. In Portland. and he coached with grace and class and toughness that was so admired in the business. And then probably the coach that really sparked my interest to get into the business was Rick Adelman. I've told that story many times, but there were two families in the Blazer organization. Organizations were much smaller than they are right now. So when you see my kids running around, there were only two families in the Portland Trail Blazers, and those were the Spoelstras and the Adelmans. And so we were always kids running around, and I was able to see Rick's journey and how he coached, and it became a model of something that I said, I think I want to do that. And when I finally told my dad that I wanted to get into this profession of coaching, he said, no, that's crazy. I've known all these coaches. They're amazing, when you talk to them and you have lunch with them, and then when they get into a season, he said, they are dark. He said, when you get to that point, please don't get dark. I feel a sense of pride of being Filipino-American, but you can look however you want to look. You can come from any kind of background in this great country, and beautiful things can happen. So I am extremely grateful, and if that inspires somebody else along the way, I am all for that, and I take that, with a sense of pride and also responsibility.
Ya que nos encontraste,
No nos pierdas.
Suscríbete al canal de YouTube de Telemundo Deportes.